Well, hello.
Hey, Kristi. How's it
Welcome.
going? Can I come in?
It's great. Come on in.
All right, I'm here to take a look at your Monstera.
Well, I'm having problems.
Hello, this is the plant bus lady.
So we're in your house, Kristi, and we are surrounded by lush house plants. So do you prefer indoor gardening or outdoor gardening?
So I definitely prefer indoor gardening. My husband has really enjoyed cooking, and so he likes to have a little bit of a patio garden. So we do have some plants outdoors, but if it gets too hot, I'm just not for it.
I know.
So I really do enjoy house plants. It's something that's brought me a lot of joy.
Yeah, do you feel like it makes you more productive or feel better in general just to have plants around you?
Well, we used to live in a really small rural town, and I really
What town?
enjoyed Smith Center, Kansas.
Okay, where's Smith Center?
So it's not very, it's very small, and it's closer to it's like an hour and a half to Nebraska.
Okay.
So well, that's to the nearest Walmart. It's an hour and a half. So that's Kearney, Nebraska. So that's an hour and a half.
Kearney?
Oh, so it's about an hour and a half, and that's the nearest Walmart. Our house backed up to a farm field, and so then when we moved to Wichita, I really just missed having kind of living things around me, and I don't like to say anything negative, but it feels like a concrete jungle sometimes.
Yeah.
And especially teaching every day, kind of cooped up, I like to bring the outdoors in.
Yeah, I definitely understand that. When I was in college, I always thought I was going to graduate and move to like a big city and then work in a commercial greenhouse, but I actually interned, and then I decided, you know what? I miss the country like so much. Do you remember your first houseplant? Was it as an adult or earlier?
So I really blame most of this on my daughter-in-law.
Okay.
Because I really had stopped believing that I could grow things. But when she entered our family, she had such a love for plants. My first time actually at your plant bus, well, one of the first times was to go on there and buy plants for the rehearsal dinner.
So your houseplant collecting kind of was something that you developed as a shared interest
It
with
was.
somebody.
I do want to mention,
Yeah.
my mother, outstanding with houseplants.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I did grow up with a lot of them
So
in
you
my
grew
home.
up with them in your house?
I did, and then my dad was a great gardener. You know, he would grow, and it didn't seem to take much earth, you know, for him to grow just a little bit or whatever, but he always had a little patch. And so I think I did kind of come up with just that idea of, well, hard work, you know, but then also just seeing the benefit of that. But they were always great models of that.
Yeah, I think it's really great to grow up in a household that it's honestly, I didn't realize until recently that it's like such a privilege to grow up in a household that gardens. Because a lot of people, they don't have space for a garden. They don't like have parents that are interested in spending that amount of time, you know, investing in something. And I think it's great to have that. Since you've started back into houseplants, have you had a moment yet where you feel like throwing in the towel and being done with them, or have you just been like full on?
Well, I definitely have had losses, and I try not to talk about them in front of the plants, but
Oh no, don't listen.
but I have had some losses, so I've had to figure out really which ones can be ignored and which ones need too much care for me to keep. I don't know, it almost feels like magic.
Yeah.
You know, because when something does thrive, especially when I've been ignoring it, and then you kind of turn around and see all of these vines coming everywhere, I kind of just get excited about the thought that I've done this. In some way I've contributed to this growth, and I work every day at my job. Growth is part of what I do every day, you know, trying to help students grow and all these things. And I think it comes out of that nurturing part of me that I just really want to see everything grow, my students, you know, and then also this hobby and these plants. And so when I do have those losses, it is kind of hard. I do tend to just I do tend to just kind of drop that plant and move on. I don't spend a lot of time investing as I could, but I find myself so busy during the school year. So
Yeah.
I basically, just decide, okay, that one's not for me. Try to stay away from those type of plants.
Yeah, and I think as we've gotten to know each other more on the plant life slate, I've started to learn your tendencies too. And when I was in school at K-State, I had to learn plants' tendencies like on a very broad level. Like I had to learn a lot of plants. But now I feel like I'm more in the business of people almost and learning their tendencies so I can match them to like their plants. But it's also up to you as, homeowners to do that trial and error process and find which plant's personality like fits you and your personality.
Well, I have not found a pothos that I do not love. So I think since they seem to be the hardiest ones, I think I love it. But can you remind me what this is called?
This is a Monstera Peru.
Oh, it's my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You tell every person on the bus every time you come on, that's my favorite plant, and point right at it.
But it's so beautiful, and the leaves are so beautiful. And I think plants give kind of an opportunity to visit or see other places, and I just had never seen one. So I guess it's just as far as like maybe understanding and knowing that there's just such a variety out there. I really hadn't discovered that until we met, and I really understood that I could have a variety of plants in my home. But I think now what I'm going towards is propagation and trying to see what I can do with that to share some of my plants.
Yeah, it's not just having plants shared with you, but sharing that spreading that joy to other people. It's something that I feel constantly drawn to. Obviously, I have a plant bus, so like that's my whole purpose in my business is to share plants with other people. So, anywho, do you have names for any of your plants, or do you name your plants? Because I do and I don't.
So I'm a little bit scared to name them, just because if they're no longer with us.
Don't want to get too attached.
Don't want to get too attached. So I tend not to name them, but I do admit to talking to them.
Yeah. I think that talking to your plants is actually really beneficial because when you create more of a connection, you're less likely to forget about them. There are some plants, like the drama queens, I always tell people to keep by their kitchen sink because, most people stand by their kitchen sink at some point during the day.
Except for me, I don't cook.
Oh yeah, well, I guess I should start calling them the toilet plants or something.
I might.
That probably won't make the podcast right there, just so you know.
Well, you have to be strategic too in a way, even though I am more trial and error than I am scientific.
I think everyone's trial and error.
Which
trial and error is scientific.
It can be, but at some point one should learn more. And there's just so much more out there than there used to be.
Oh,
I felt like there was ivy and maybe a pothos. So, there just really wasn't this open. Just opportunity to explore, and so it's not boring.
Yeah,
I just tell people it's not hard, and it's not boring, and it's easy, except with some losses.
Yes, you have to. It's easy with the idea that you have to be able to accept some losses. Yes,
you do.
That's true.
Just a little bit.
But it is truly amazing how far the houseplant industry has come, because just think, this plant sitting here is a little bit of South America in Kansas.
I know, it's crazy.
I know. So I think we truly don't take enough time as plant people and step back and think about where all these plants are from in the world. Well, okay. I think we need to talk about a problem plant you're having, right?
I do have a problem. I'm so proud of myself though, because I was so patient. I would come on your bus and say, when are the holes coming? When are the holes coming? But I bought the baby Monstera, and I brought them here today for you, and I had one in the bedroom, and as I was bringing it out, because I staked it, I almost, poked my eye out with one of the prongs. But
yeah, because they have like prongs on them.
Sometimes things are tricky, and so I'd love for you to help me out.
The bigger the plant, the trickier they are.
and try again.